The following is for entertainment purposes only. We are not financial advisors. We are not responsible for any losses, only the profits.
What's happening, Octo family? We are taking a look at none other than Workhorse. We got more information that I thought was really cool. One of our subscribers found out and was telling me to take a look at another dude who's also helped us out before. We got to dive on in. We're also going to dive into how to fully hedge and win with the USPS contract and Workhorse, Ford, etc., no matter what ends up happening. BMAR X12 on StockTwits. This is another guy that's written us on Twitter we've talked about, but here's his other handle on StockTwits. Follow him if you wouldn't mind. He's a great guy. He sent me over to this thread. Mr. Sniper Trader Cusper 101 said, earlier today I read somewhere where someone referred to a subcontractor leak. Anyone know what that's about? If you don't know this already, Romeo Power Technology is a high-volume battery maker who is focused on the commercial vehicle market and is going public through a SPAC merger with RMG. In their investor presentation for the merger, they say that the USPS is electrifying most of their 2,000 vehicle fleet on page 20. They list Workhorse as a customer on page 13 and have the Workhorse zero-emission electric mail truck pictured on pages 11, 28, and 30. On page 7, they say that they have $2.4 billion in contracts under negotiation. When contacted for more information, they said that what is in the presentation is all they are allowed to say. Does that sound like the NDA about the NGDV contract might be in force? How is that? Have you guys seen my Romeo video? If not, check it out. I was sounding super raspy this one. I don't remember. It was like 4 in the morning or something. This came out and I was reporting it. Also, they had a very interesting, this person that wrote this had a very interesting conversation with the president of TPIC. Who's TPIC? We'll get to that here in a second. So this was kind of groundbreaking to me for Workhorse. I still don't think, I'd say like 80% of the Workhorse people that are invested in it don't even know about this yet. So if you have people that are invested in Workhorse, you don't know about this, or you're pretty sure they don't, show them this video. Tons of information. So they said Workhorse is TPIC only body customer. TPIC is a company that makes like fiberglass, builds resins, bodies, all sorts of cool stuff. We're going to get into that more later, but gives you a head in what they are. In Q2 earnings call, they said that they continue to make the C1000 bodies for the Workhorse, and we're also making an unnamed passenger BEV. When they said passenger, I was like, okay, so that can't be the USPS thing because that's cargo, right? Well, that is all they could say. It has to be due to the NDA. The NDA is a non-disclosure agreement, I think is what he's saying here, non-disclosure agreement. Just basically, it's a contract that it's pretty common in business. Like some places before you even interview or before you start, they'll have you sign that sign here saying you're not going to ever disclose any of our company's secrets, formulas, recipes down the line to anyone else for the mail truck. If they get a new customer, that would be huge. If they were making a second vehicle for their one and only customer, which is Workhorse, that they were allowed to talk about, they would have double the business. But all they could say was also making an unnamed passenger BEV. This is where I joined the conversation and asked, the USPS vans are definitely not passenger BEVs, though. They would be considered cargo. Also, 2 months ago, Motley Fool reported them making stuff for Proterra. Got any more information on TPIC? I was just sent this thread by one of my subscribers. First time I've heard of TPIC. Thanks so much. The guy I'm referencing to that's talking about most of this, his name is Workhorse Believer. I left his link right here. If you wouldn't mind following him. This dude, if you want to know something about Workhorse, this guy probably has studied it more than anyone, maybe. Okay, he's great source of information, great for the community. And then he came out and said, you have to start with the Q4 2019 ER, then read Q1 2020, and you find out that Workhorse is their only production auto body customer. In Q1, they refer to the C1000 as a passenger BEV. Also, see, that was my problem with what they were saying, is they said they're like working on another passenger, right? And I was like, well, that's not the USPS thing. It's not a passenger. But in the past, they called the C1000 a passenger, and that's definitely not a passenger BEV either. If they had added a second customer and doubled their customer base, I would give them, they have been shouting out from the rooftops. So you have to give it, figured it was going to be Workhorse, right? If they were building a second model that they could talk about for their one and only auto body customer, they would have been talking about doubling their business again, would have been something to brag about. It's a big deal. But all they could say was, we are also building an unnamed passenger BEV. Not for who. Had to be something to do with the NDA. Think about it. Workhorse bought the molds for the mail truck body from VT Hackery in December 2019 when they signed with TPIC. TPIC had to verify that they could use those molds to make the mail truck bodies, at least. All great info. Well, I had a conversation with the president of TPIC, he said. I asked him if volume production would be done only on TPIC property or on customer premises. He said if a customer needed on-site, that they would do that. I then asked if they were setting up volume production on any customer sites, and his answer was, and I quote, "I can't answer that question." Maybe they're going to make it at the Workhorse facility for them. Well, I had a conversation with the president of TPIC. Said that those were his exact words. Workhorse is their only production body customer. And there is a non-disclosure agreement that I think prevented him from being able to answer. That's pretty odd. So who really is TPIC? You see this little person, this little green dot? You see this white thing? This is the windmill blades that they make. You see how massive they are? They are the only independent manufacturer of composite wind blades for the wind energy market, with a global manufacturing footprint accounting for approximately 18% of all sold onshore wind blades. TPI delivers high-quality, cost-effective composite solutions through long-term relationships with leading OEMs in the wind and transportation markets. TPI is headquartered in Scottsdale, Arizona, factories in U.S., China, Mexico, Turkey, India. TPI operates additional engineering development centers in Denmark and Germany. A little bit more about them. They're capitalizing on decarbonization of the electric sector and electrification of vehicle fleets. Renewables, wind energy, mainstream, large, growing, emerging markets. Only independent blade manufacturer with a global footprint. Advanced composite technologies and production expertise providing barrier to entry. Collaborative, dedicated supplier model to share, gain, and drive down LCOE. Long-term supply agreements, compelling return, investment capital, seasoned management team with significant global experience. This here is a 10K they filed with the SEC not too long ago. And history of the innovation of high supply strengths, lightweight, and durable composites and transportation market. In 2017, in November, we signed a 5-year supply agreement with Proterra to supply Proterra Catalyst composite bus bodies. In February 2018, we entered into an agreement with Navistar Inc. to design and develop an all-composite Class 8 tractor cab. This collaborative development project was entered into connection with Navistar's recent award under the Development of Energy DOE Super Truck 2 investment program, which is designed to promote fuel efficiency in commercial vehicles. In 2019, we also agreed to develop prototype composite body delivery vehicles for Workhorse Group. If you don't believe me, there is a link right here. Come to my site. It's down in the description. And click on it. In November 2018, we announced a capital investment of approximately $11.5 million in 2019 to develop a highly automated pilot manufacturing line of electric vehicle market within our Warren, Rhode Island facility. And we plan to commence operating this pilot line later this year. We expect this. Now, remember, this just came out. This is a 10K. It came out March of this year, March 2nd of this year. They said later this year they're going to be commencing that. That tells me right there, they are planning to commence the operation of that pilot for that electric vehicle for Workhorse this year. USPS contract. I think so. We expect this investment will enable us to further develop our technology, create defensible product process IP, and demonstrate our capability to manufacture composite components cost effectively at the automotive volume rates. They're cost effective and they can keep up with the volume rates they have. We also expect this pilot line will also help our current and potential customers to de-risk the decision-making process to commit to TPI for high volume manufacturing programs in the future. So they're all in. They probably hooked them up and gave a good deal because they're like, dude, if we can tell people that we make the USPS trucks, they can get contracts with whoever, man. Yeah, we're the ones that make the USPS trucks. You like those? Yeah, we do too. We made them. What do you think? Pretty cool? Yeah. Here's some of these ripping wind blades they make. Absolutely massive. So what am I getting at? You know, dude, you can invest in this company. They've got a ticker too. So not only are you getting the wind energy play, which is the green ESG, you're getting a Proterra play packaged in here, and then you're also getting the Workhorse and the USPS contract stuff. All signs are pointing to them basically blatantly admitting it. Same thing is, I think, even more than the RMG almost, the RMG battery presentation. You haven't seen that? Go look at it. If you want to look up more, I have such a lot of information to go over. I'm not going to make this video too long, but it's here on the website, all right? If you want, come take a look. A hidden leader in the wind industry. It's these guys. Wind Systems. There's also a place called Goldwind. That might be a good one for a SPAC, like Northern Genesis. Why TPI is so important to wind turbine manufacturers, renewable energy. Let's come here and read this. There's so much. If you guys want, I'll do a full video just on them, but I want to keep this one about Workhorse and correlate it, get it out. TPI Composites, they've got a pretty low float, 35 million shares. It's not that high. So how's that one sitting? Let's take a look. By the way, I was going to get this video out like way earlier, but we had 2 SPACs released the very last second, and so I got caught up with that. So how does the ticker look here? So where are we at? July. Let's go back. We'll go back here. I don't have my dates. Does anyone see that? My dates are gone. Let's reload it. TPI. Composites. There they are. That was weird. The dates were totally gone. Yeah, so back in March, this thing was down to $10. It's tripled since March. I don't like that. I definitely don't like that. It's actually surpassed all-time highs previous. Well, I guess not. It's actually been. Look at this. You see what's going on here? Every time you zoom out, you get a different picture. Now we can draw a line in here. Definitely gonna throw in there. So as long as we stay above this, you know, I'd say 3260-ish, we should be fine. But you know, in this crazy market, this could really go down. This could go down 3x, which is not good. And with that being said, I probably won't be jumping in this right away. You know, unless it's one of those things like if the USPS, when the USPS comes out and admits that they're doing this Workhorse thing, then I'll probably come in and buy this instantly because this is going to be one of the last ones people are going to think about. And be like, oh, just buy more Workhorse. I'm going to be like buying everything. Everything involved, I'm buying it, right? Right, come this then, right? But until then, dude, I don't want my money chilling in here because this thing can go down to $10 again. If it can do it in March, it can do it in a month or two. But now we know, right? TPIC, this is probably a rad company to have some money in. I'm just not a buyer where it's at. Let's move on to the next hedge. If y'all see my videos on Ford, please check them out. We got Ford hedge supplement for Workhorse here. Me and Kim Kardashian there. We've also got this one. I was talking about Ford, but I was also talking about SBE ChargePoint. If you don't know what that is, dude, come watch this video right here. And then, last but not least, the one we haven't ever talked about really on this channel is Oshkosh Defense. They are helping Ford make the Ford USPS vehicle. I still think Ford's probably going to get at least some of the deal, which means Ford stock is going to go up and Oshkosh is going to go up. Oshkosh alone is a sweet business. even if they weren't potentially going to get the USPS contract, I would love to have some shares in there. Why not? They make all sorts of rad military, big old burly vehicle stuff. It's awesome. Go check them out. I can do a video on them too. You want me to do a video on them? We can do that. They've got a lower float, 68.1 shares million. Let's take a look at them. Kosh Corporation. It's probably gonna be pretty high for most of y'all blood. Let's see, 76 bucks is where we're sitting. Man, look at this thing. So back in March, where were we? Back in March, we came all the way down to 45 bucks. We're up to 76. So we haven't 2x'd, but it's kind of close, you know. Again, I'm gonna play this one like the other one. You know, the second the USPS news comes out, I might toss some money in here. Or if we have the big Hulk smash, which is coming inevitably at some point, if we have that, say tomorrow or in the next week or something, and the USPS contract has not been released yet, and this baby goes down with it like everything else will, and it goes back down to like 48 or even below, I'll buy it then. I'm just not going to be buying it at 2x-ish or 3x-ish what stuff was at March right now, unless it's a SPAC or something that's got a monster catalyst like Workhorse coming up. Again, this can have a monster catalyst, but Workhorse is still going to be the number one to be in that will be flying right off the bat. And this is one I think as long as I can get in it within a half day of the news coming out, I'll still be able to catch some gains, surf it right on up, right? So what do y'all think? Did I miss any other ways to hedge with the Workhorse? I feel like I'm missing one. Am I missing two? There's so many companies involved with this. It's just crazy. You know, I guess we could have gotten to some other Ohio stuff, right? But we'll leave it there for now. I got to get this video out tonight. I hope y'all have a good rest tonight. Put your comments down in the comment section below. I really appreciate it. And please send this out to your friends. If you haven't subscribed, please do it. We've also got a Patreon where I try to slide you guys deals and info before other people, before the plays, entries, exits, cool stuff like that. If you can't make your money back on that, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm sure you will. Y'all have a good rest of the night. Take care. Did you know that we give away free silver? Simply leave a comment on the video, and as long as you're in the continental United States, you can be automatically entered to win. Please friend us on Twitter and StockTwits.